Charlie Kirk has been assassinated. And now the investigation is exploding with shocking twists. The FBI is uncovering new evidence, rumors are spiraling out of control, and even big political names are being dragged into the chaos. This is bigger than anyone imagined. Let's get into it. In a bombshell story that has shaken the nation, the shocking assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk has only grown darker with every passing day. What started as a horrifying act of violence at a Utah campus has now become a storm of investigations, rumors, and misinformation spreading like wildfire. At the center of it all stands one name, Tyler Robinson. Federal investigators say Robinson confessed to the killing. The attack happened on September 11th at Utah Valley University, where Kirk was scheduled to speak at a Turning Point USA event. From the rooftop of a nearby building, Robinson took aim with a rifle, fatally shooting the conservative commentator in front of stunned attendees. The country went silent. Even those who disagreed with Kirk's politics were stunned at the brazenness of the act. America had lost a loud and controversial voice, but no one expected the chaos that would follow. Now, new details from the FBI investigation reveal a chilling picture. Agents recovered a weapon from the scene, a rifle wrapped in a towel. That towel contained Robinson's DNA. A screwdriver also found near the site matched him as well. In addition, investigators uncovered a handwritten note in Robinson's possession, directly threatening Kirk and his influence on American politics. To the FBI, the evidence was overwhelming. Robinson was not only there, he had planned this. But here's where the story takes another turn. As the FBI continued its work, the internet erupted with rumors about Robinson's background, his motivations, and his political ties. Social media accounts lit up with claims that Robinson was not acting alone. Some said he was part of larger left-wing networks. Others claimed he was funded by socialist groups. The most explosive rumor? That the Democratic Socialists of America, known as the DSA, had directly supported Robinson. Posts began circulating that wire transfers of over $50,000 had flowed to Robinson from DSA-linked accounts in Orem, Utah. The allegation went even further. Some claimed that prominent left-wing politicians like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and New York Assembly member Zohan Mamdami, both associated with democratic socialist politics, were involved or even named in FBI documents. For people already suspicious of the left, this claim spread like fire. Suddenly, the conversation wasn't just about Robinson. It was about whether mainstream progressive leaders were connected to political violence. But here's the truth. As of now, there is no credible evidence that AOC, Zohan Mamdami, or the DSA had any connection to Robinson or the assassination. The FBI's official statements have focused solely on Robinson and the forensic evidence tying him to the scene. Reporters who reached out to the DSA were told there is no record of Robinson ever being a member. Independent fact-checkers have also debunked the claims of wire transfers, calling them false and misleading. So, how did these rumors take off? That's part of the bigger story. Whenever a major political figure is attacked, online disinformation networks move fast. They fill the void left by unanswered questions. At first, investigators are tight-lipped. They don't release every detail. Into that silence, conspiracy theories pour. In the case of Kirk's assassination, Robinson's lack of clear political ties made him a blank canvas. People on social media could paint him as whatever villain suited their agenda. For some, it was easier to believe he was a pawn of left-wing organizations than a lone young man radicalized by his own anger. For others, it was a chance to push suspicion on politicians like AOC, who already face constant criticism from the right. The combination was toxic. Within hours of the shooting, hashtags tying AOC to Kirk's death were trending. The FBI has had to carefully address this wave of misinformation. Officials say their focus is on verified evidence: the DNA, the weapon, the note, Robinson's confession. But they also acknowledge the damage that false narratives can do. Already, some Americans are convinced of stories that never happened, and that, in itself, adds to the political chaos. Meanwhile, Tyler Robinson's own story is still being pieced together. Friends and family describe a young man who grew increasingly angry in recent years. He reportedly spoke often about his dislike of Charlie Kirk, blaming him for spreading what Robinson called harmful conservative ideas. Yet even those closest to him say they never imagined he would turn violent. To them, Robinson was troubled, but not an assassin. And yet, the evidence tells another story. Now, as the investigation moves forward, the country is left wrestling with painful questions. How did this happen? Was Robinson acting entirely alone, or did he have help? Why did misinformation about AOC and Mamdani spread so quickly? And perhaps most important, how can America move forward without allowing political violence to become the new normal? Charlie Kirk was a controversial figure, but he was also a citizen exercising his right to speak. His death marks a terrifying escalation in the nation's political climate. If public figures cannot speak without fear of assassination, the foundations of free speech are at risk. Leaders on both the left and right have condemned the killing, calling it an attack on democracy itself. Yet unity remains fragile. The rumor that progressive politicians were involved continues to divide people. Even though it has been debunked, even though no evidence supports it, the claim lives on in corners of the internet where suspicion of the left runs deep. For some, it's already become part of the story, regardless of the truth. This raises another unsettling reality. In the digital age, misinformation can shape events as much as the facts. AOC and Zohan Mamdani may have had nothing to do with Kirk's assassination, but their names are now tied to it in the minds of many. That shadow may follow them for years, all because of rumors born in the aftermath of violence. For the investigators, the mission is clear: bring Robinson to justice, uncover his motives, and protect the public from further harm. But for America, the challenge is even bigger: how to separate fact from fiction, truth from rumor, and how to prevent political disagreements from turning into bloodshed. Charlie Kirk's assassination has already become one of the most consequential political crimes in recent history. The fallout is just beginning. Trials will follow, families will mourn, and the nation will debate what it all means. But no matter what, the message is clear: political violence has no place in a democracy. As we close, let's remember, yes, the allegations about wire transfers, about AOC, about Mamdani make for explosive headlines. But as of today, they are not proven facts. They are part of the misinformation storm that surrounds this tragedy. The real story remains the same. A young man, Tyler Robinson, armed with a rifle and radical anger, took the life of a political figure in broad daylight. That truth is dramatic enough. And while rumors may come and go, the facts will stand. The FBI will continue its work, the courts will weigh the evidence, and history will judge how America responded to the killing of Charlie Kirk, not just with grief and outrage, but with a fight for truth over lies. Because in the end, that fight for truth may decide more than one man's legacy. It may decide the future of America's democracy.